Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Before I Do, the show that covers everything having to do with dating and relationships. Our job, our responsibility, our honor is to help you navigate if you are interested in being married, if you are dating, if you're single, if you're curious about marriage. Our job is to help facilitate courageous conversation on dating and relationships.
Yes, and now normally our show is very interactive. However, tonight the show is pre-recorded, so if you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to send those in to us as well.
So this is the last month of the year. We have entered into
is.
December of 2022. And so hopefully your year has been productive. Hopefully it has been blessed and prosperous, especially on the dating side. And so the time is actually now to start looking into your 2023. And what are some of the things that you anticipate that you not only want to accomplish and do, but some of the things that you may looking forward to? Now, on the dating side, we actually found a very interesting article that covers 5 trends that we intend to see and experience in 2023. And we wanted to use tonight to share those with you.
All right. So remember, this show is not just for those of you who are engaged or thinking about being engaged. Those of you who are dating, maybe you're not dating yet. However, you're definitely considering getting into the dating arena. These are some trends that we want you to write down. The first one is infladating. Now, infladating, according to 48% of the population of millennials and Gen Zers who are single, they say that by 2023, inflation, they're concerned about inflation and things are costing so much money. If you bought a gallon of milk lately, have you bought a carton of eggs? Well, what they say is because everything is getting so expensive, they want to make sure that dating is financially and it's economically, possible. So what we're encouraging through infladating is that we have to find ways to make sure that the dating process is not so expensive. So we want you to think about it. If you had to plan a date, right? It's like dating on a budget. So if you had to plan a $20 date, what would you and your date do? If you had to plan a $30 date. So these are some great conversations going into 2023. Everything's more expensive. Talk to your partner to say, hey, let's talk. Let's make sure that we're responsible with our finances and let's budget our dates. I'm going to sponsor our date this time. Let's go. What do we want our budget to be? $50 between the two of us. And since I'm sponsoring, do we want this to be a $75 date? But the expensive dinner and all of those things don't have to occur for it to be a great night.
Absolutely. And even when it comes to dating, the process of dating can be, as far as where do we go, what do we do, what activities can really become a distraction and deterrent from really getting to know the person. So see it as an opportunity and a chance to really pull those things away and pick an activity that is not only cost effective, but allows you the means and the resources to be able to get to know that person a little better. All right. So trend number 2, and if you have been watching Before I Do, you are going to hear a lot of the things that we've been discussing that are being repeated as potential trends going into next year. The next one is called Wander Love. Now, Wander Love is dating and being open to dating and meeting people outside of your normal ethnic group culture internationally. So online dating allows you the opportunity to be able to engage with individuals outside of your area. So according to statistics, and Bumble says that 1 in 3 or 33% globally members say that they are now more open to being in relationships with people who are not in their current city. And so expanding that dating app location, the parameters, making it a little wider to give yourself a chance at potentially experiencing long distance love. So being open to the idea and the concept of dating someone outside of your normal area and your regular reach is one of the great advantages of online dating.
That's right. Date someone outside of your state, someone outside of the country. And so these are definitely things going into 2023 that are dating trends. So you ask yourself, am I open to this? Right? Some people want to meet someone that they don't want the long distance relationship. So I might want to date someone that's near my area code, or at least someone in my state, so we can connect. And we've had previous shows where we talked about being catfish. That is a real fear and a real some things that happen. So but if you're interested in Wonder Love, definitely go for it.
And it's important to remember that even with some of the challenges that you feel that you may face with dating someone from another country, some of those same issues are prevalent even as you date someone locally. Catfishing is a real thing, whether the person lives across the Atlantic or whether they live across town. So a lot of those same issues you're going to have, whether that individual is local or if they're international. So don't let it be a deterrent.
Absolutely. Trend number 3. Trend number 3 is ethical sexploration. Ooh, ethical sexploration. And so this is about non-monogamous. Okay. So for the non-monogamous, listen up. So Bumble research pointed to changing attitudes about how we feel about having one partner and one partner only. So pretty much it doesn't mean that either person that you see on the street, they might have multiple boyfriends, but Bumble found that 16% of American respondents have recently considered a non-monogamous relationship, which is slightly higher than the global average of 14%. So even if you're not interested in exploring non-monogamy, Bumble says that it's good news for the sex positivity movement. So about 42% of global respondents say that their approach to sex, intimacy, and dating is open to exploration. So that's the word for 2023, exploration. Now, are you into exploration?
With my wife, but definitely not with anyone else. That was a trick question.
Let's
I did not fall for that. But this is also too a really important conversation to have with an individual that you may be interested in. We know that things like polygamy and with some of the shows and movies, sister wives and things of that nature, they are becoming more of an option for individuals as opposed to the idea of monogamy. So it is something that you want to make sure that you have clarity on, and also to make the decision as it relates to if it's something that you're potentially interested in. So very important that you're clear about your intentions in regards to that, obviously because of things like STDs and all types of other challenges that may come along with having multiple sex partners, and not revealing that and not disclosing that can create some really challenging situations when you talk about dating. So making sure that you have those conversations in the earlier stages of dating someone can really help go a long way in avoiding some of those pitfalls.
Be clear. Right? Be clear and sharing your expectations. You don't have to be in what is it called when intrusive.
Right.
Asking them how many bodies you have. Are you open to threesomes and this and that? You want to be appropriate on the date.
Absolutely.
So you can just say, look, I believe in monogamy, and if that's something that is germane to you, which if you're married, you should be operating in that. And just being very clear about your expectations.
All right. So the number 4 trend that they anticipate that's going to be more and more popular in 2023 is dry dating. Now, dry dating involves the foregoing of alcohol as it relates to getting to know someone. So not necessarily meeting at bars to drink or even foregoing as far as a restaurant, but meeting at a coffee shop, meeting at a tea house, meeting at various places that really encourage the individual not partaking in alcohol, which can sometimes be known to impair your judgment. So allowing yourself to move further away from that is something that they anticipate is going to become more and more popular as we move into 2023. Also, there are a lot of individuals that have had issues when it comes to substance abuse. So them getting back into the dating pool as well, it may be a potential trigger for them. So it also is more cost effective as well. We talked about the infla dating as the number 1. So dry dating actually goes hand in hand with that because it helps to provide better economic stability when it comes to you meeting someone, and it also provides again an opportunity for you to get to know them without the inhibition of alcohol.
So dry dating is really important because again, a lot of times people are leaning to I don't know. There's a lot of things happening. People drink. There's hookah. A lot of our social interactions. When you go to restaurants now, you have so much accessible to you. So we do want to be mindful of, am I always, under the influence when I'm with this person? Am I always engaging in some of those things? Who are they when they're dry? When they're not under the influence of alcohol, when they're not under the influence of hookah or smoking weed or marijuana or whatever it is, or e-cigarettes or whatever. So who are they and who are you? Are you relying on some of those things to relax you and to be comfortable? Or people will say a lot now, well, I have an anxiety and so I have to do this. Well, again, maybe they need to see you in your natural state. Are you comfortable with who you are in your dry state?
Indeed.
All right. And trend number 5.
Last one.
You ready? Trend number 5. It's called open casting.
Yes.
And so for folks at Bumble, again, another dating app, it's time to do away with those tall, dark, and handsome requirements and instead think beyond other typical physical types when dating in 2023. So again, we're getting out of the superficial, tall, dark, and handsome. 38% of people around the world are now more than open to who they consider dating. So people are more open, and 28% are placing less emphasis on dating people that others expect them to. So you know what? Definitely crush the expectations of others. Be yourself. Step outside of the box. Sometimes go against the grain. If you say, "Oh, I'll never date somebody with long hair or with short hair or curly hair or straight hair," step outside of the box. Your ideal person may not always look like the image that you created in your own mind.
That sounds familiar. It sounds like burn your list a little bit.
Burn notice.
Sounds like another Before I Do show that you all ought to look up when it comes to burning your list. And so again, this is a part of the idea of expanding the opportunities for you to be able to meet individuals that you engage with based on other areas of interest and passions that you have. So we're moving away from the stage, and because again of the accessibility of online dating, where people are getting a chance to get to know one another before they physically see one another.
Right.
So those things are slowly becoming less and less of a barrier. So I was going to say tongue in cheek, ugly dudes, it's your time. So ugly dudes, it's our time. But again, I jest in that. But the point is that it does provide you the opportunity to get to know someone outside of just the physical. And so also it allows you to get to know someone who may be shy, who may be reserved, may be a little social awkward. So expanding the way in which you engage with individuals and also the premise in which you meet them can really help you to potentially get to know them in a more deep and intimate way to uncover some of those layers.
That's right. So it's like an open cast, right? When you put an open cast out, because you need models, you need actors to audition for your play, there's an open cast. And so that means that anyone can come and audition. And so, obviously we know that you have principles, you have standards,
Absolutely.
and those things are important as well. So that's okay to do a pre-screening, right? To kind of, so we're saying,
absolutely,
definitely pre-screen your principles.
Don't relax your morals.
Absolutely.
Don't forsake your principles. Don't do away with your values. That is not what we're saying at all. What we're saying is be open to the idea that there may be individuals that will check some of the things on your box, and they may not necessarily check some of the other things on your checklist, but being able to prioritize those things on your list in such a way where if a person is checking some of the higher things on your list,
the internal things,
exactly,
the principles, the morals, the values, the integrity, those things. But open casting is about being open that someone's billboard, right? Someone's billboard may not necessarily be your ideal, what you had scripted in your mind. It's just saying, expand your fantasy, open it up. How many times when you look back to high school or when you were in school and there was that person who really was the nerd, or that person who wasn't maybe they weren't your ideal person because they weren't that attractive. And then 5 to 10 years later, I mean, their physique is like, whoa, the acne is cleared up, and they're just looking beautiful or handsome and amazing. So that's what this is about. We all evolve. And so if you box me out because of what I look like now today, you may miss out on a great treasure.
And just like an open casting call, when it comes to acting and things of that nature, a person can look the part, but the true test is, can they play the part?
Come on now.
And so that's where the true point is. Hey, you all, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Before I Do. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on Couples Academy, and also book us for a session.
Book us for a session. And we not only work with couples, right? You are in a relationship with you. So ladies, if you need a session, you want to be strong, you want to be ready to enter into that relationship to receive this person that you are waiting for, praying for, then you want to make sure you're working on yourself. Book me for a session. Gentlemen.
Absolutely. And also, too, it is the holiday season. So a session for someone you love would make a great holiday gift as well. So definitely consider that. And we also know that things like mental health challenges during this time of year can be really, really prevalent and well pronounced during this time. So do not hesitate to reach out to us for your individual and relationship needs. We would love to meet with you.
And men.
Absolutely.
All right. Walter didn't say this, but
I did not.
He's a great practitioner for men as well.
I love meeting with men. Definitely reach out. Love connecting with you and making sure that you are on your individual road to being your best self. So reach out to us at couplesacademy.com. Also, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and download the Couples Academy app, and tune in each and every single Wednesday night right here for more Before I Do. My name is Walter Jennings.
My name is Charmaine Jennings.
And thank you all so much for tuning into Before I Do. We'll see y'all next week.
Welcome to the Couples Academy app. The Couples Academy app is your go-to hub for how to do marriage right. Get started with our app today by perusing our amazing features that conveniently allow you to connect. This app is packed with powerful content and resources to help you grow and stay connected. With this app, you can watch our messages, find marriage resources, watch, listen, and read the real-life stories of restored couples, sign up for events, read articles and blog posts, stay up to date with push notifications, share your favorite messages via Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or email, and download messages for offline listening. For more information about the Couples Academy app, go to couplesacademy.org.